Welcome back to our channel UPSC Prep Help. This is all about competitive examinations, and we are in the series of Tamil Nadu Class 11th History textbook, wherein we have covered prehistoric period and also Harappan civilization. And now today, in this session, what we'll do is we'll try to understand the Vedic culture. So, without wasting much time, let us get into the topic. When we talk about Vedic culture, in Vedic culture, what we'll understand that Aryans have entered into our country and they have established their kingdoms in our country. So even during the Harappan civilization also, we have understood that decline of Harappan civilization, entering of Aryans was one of the cause for the decline of Harappan civilization. So Harappan civilization got declined somewhere around 1500 BC. After that, so the Aryans have entered into our country around 1500 BC. These Aryans are none other than the people who are coming from Central Asia, or they might be coming from Russia, they might be coming from Germany, and there are some philosophers who mention that they might be coming from the Arctic region. So there is no particular statement stating that they have come from one particular region. Many philosophers has mentioned that these people are from different regions, and we'll believe in theory that they have come from southern Russia. So these people are considered to be Indo-Aryans, and their language is Indo-Aryan language, which is Sanskrit. So now, when they have entered into our country, they have entered from the northwestern region of Indian subcontinent. That was the region where we had Harappan civilization. So they entered from northwestern region of Indian subcontinent, and initially they settled themselves in the valleys of Indus and on the plains of Punjab. Starting time, it was they have settled themselves in the plains of Punjab and also the valleys of Indus. But later, they spread themselves into northern India. And by 600 BC, they have occupied complete northern India. The time frame between 1500 BC to 600 BC is considered to be Vedic age. So 1500 BC is the time frame where Indo-Aryans have entered into our country. Okay, they might be Indo-Iranian people, and there are various philosophies mentioning that they belong to different regions, and we believe that they have come from southern Russia. Their language is Indo-Aryan language, which is Sanskrit. And now this Vedic age can be classified into two categories. The time frame between 1500 BC to 1000 BC can be considered to be Rig Vedic age or early Vedic age. And the time frame between 1000 BC to 600 BC, it can be considered to be later Vedic age. So the Vedic age is further classified into two categories. One is Rig Vedic age or early Vedic age, and next is later Vedic age. Now we'll see how was the lifestyle of the people and how was the cities organized, how were these societies organized during the Rig Vedic period and later Vedic period. Now let us understand about Rig Vedic period. In Rig Vedic period, the Aryans have confined themselves to the Indus region only. So this was the initial stage where Aryans entered into our country, and they've settled on the near the valleys of Indus and plains of Punjab, and that was their permanent settlement. So they've confined to that region only during the Rig Vedic period, and the time frame is 1500 BC to 1000 BC. And also Rig Veda is referred to, or Rig Vedic period is referred to Sapta Sindhu, or the land of seven rivers. And then what we can see that during the Rig Vedic time, the people were initially they used to rear cattle. That was their main occupation. Now let us see the political organization during the Rig Vedic period. In Rig Vedic period, when I say the political organization, the basic unit of Rig Vedic age was Kula or family. And group of families was considered to be a village or grama. and the head of that grama is Gramani. So first it's a family, or it is called Kula. Many families together is a village or grama, and the head of grama is Gramani. And many, like these villages, different groups all together will form a Visu. Many villages together form a Visu, and head of that Visu is Vishayapati or Visayapati. So once again, let us repeat this. First thing, it is Kula or family. The basic unit is Kula or family. Group of families is village or grama. Head of the village is Gramani, and group of villages is called Visu. And head of this Visu, or the leader of this Visu, is Visayapati. This group of Visus all together is considered to be a tribe. Okay, group of Visus all together is considered to be a tribe, or it is called Jana. And there are many tribal kingdoms during the Rigvedic period. There are Bharatas, Purus, Matsyas, and Yadus. So these four were the tribal kingdoms during the Rigvedic period, which is Bharatas, Matsyas, Purus, and Yadus. And now these kingdoms used to have a king who is the head of the kingdom, and he is called as Rajan or king. He was assisted by two people. One is Purohit or priest, and the second one is army commander. Okay, the soldier, army commander, or is called Senani. The king is supported or assisted by two people. One is Purohit or priest, and the second one is Senani or the army commander. Okay, and during the Rigvedic period, in the political organization, when we talk about the political organization, these kingdoms during the Rigvedic period used to have two popular bodies. One is called Sabha and the other one is Samiti. One is Sabha and the other one is Samiti. And Sabha can be considered to be council of elders. That means important people sit together and take decisions in Sabha. And Samiti is the complete, it is general assembly where all the people stay. All the people are located, and the king gives his orders, or king produces his activities in the general assembly, which is Samiti. Now let us talk about the society of Rigvedic period. In this society, the basic unit is obviously a family, and this family is called as Graham. Okay, the basic unit of the society during the Rigvedic period is a family, or it is also called as Graham. Okay, and the head of that Graham is called Grahapati. The head of the Graham is called Grahapati. During the Rigvedic period, the people used to follow monogamy, which was a common practice in the society. That monogamy is nothing but marrying to one person. It was a common practice for general people, and for noble families and rich families, it was like polygamy. That means they can marry multiple people. So for common people, they used to follow monogamy, which is that they marry one person. And for noble families, it used to be polygamy. That means they used to marry multiple people, and they had an access to marry multiple people. Okay, that was one special thing which we can observe during the Rigvedic period in the society. And another important thing which we can mention here is men were treated equally with women, or vice versa. I can say women were treated equally with men during the Rigvedic age in the society. And we can see many women poets during the Rigvedic period. They are Viswavara, Lopamudra, and Gosa. Okay, so here we can particularly mention that there were no child marriages, and the observations by archaeologists have mentioned that there were no child marriages and no sati was practiced during the Rigvedic age, that is between 1500 BC to 1000 BC. And here their main occupation was cattle rearing, that was there, And when they started entering into the Indo-Gangetic plains, that is the northern region of Indian subcontinent, they started settling down for longer time and they started practicing agriculture. Here, their main food products are wheat, barley, vegetables, fruits, milk, and milk products. Their main food products were there. What main food products are? Wheat, barley, vegetables, fruits, milk, and milk products. And they used to consider cow to be the most worshipped animal, and eating cow's meat was considered to be a sin. Okay, and that was another important point. Next thing, their favorite pastimes were dicing, music, dance, horse riding, horse racing, and chariot racing. These were their favorite pastimes. Let us try to understand the economic condition of the Rigvedic period, or the people of the Rigvedic period. As mentioned earlier, their main occupation was cattle rearing, and then what happened is when they started settling down, they started practicing agriculture. And when they started practicing agriculture, they started converting forests into a cultivable lands. How? With the knowledge and use of iron. With the knowledge and use of iron, they started converting the forest lands into cultivable lands. Okay, and when they started cutting down forests, they will get wood. So carpenters were there. Carpenters started, they had a very good profession, and carpenters started making plows and also chariots. The people who did metal works, they started using copper, bronze, and iron. These three metals were used in making metal items. Carpenters were there to make chariots and plows. Okay, and next, they used to spin wool and cotton for their garments. You know, men and women used to wear two types of garments, upper and lower garment. So they used to use cotton and wool, and spinning was also their profession. And there was pottery. See, if at all they have to cook something, they need pots. And there was pottery as one profession. And there was also trade, which was extremely done through rivers. Okay. So water transportation was majorly there during the Rigvedic period. And when I mention trade, they used barter system for trade. That means exchange of goods. And later on, they started using gold coins, and these gold coins were called Nishka. Okay, these gold coins were called Nishka. Now let us talk about the religion of the Rigvedic period. So the people of Rigvedic period, they used to worship natural forces like earth, rain, air, wind, and thunder. Earth is called Prithvi, wind is called Vayu, fire is called Agni, thunder is called Indra, and rain is called Varuna. So these were the natural forces which they used to pray during the Rigvedic period. Along with these, they had female gods also like Aditi and Ushas. Okay, so along with the natural forces, they had female gods like Aditi and Ushas. And they used to provide cow, ghee, milk, and grains as the offerings for these prayers. Okay, so this is about the religion of the Rigvedic people. So what we have understood during the Rigvedic period, it was the initial stage of the Vedic age where Indo-Aryans have entered into our country. They spoke Sanskrit as their language, which is called as Indo-Aryan language, and we have observed that they might be from different places like Germany, Arctic region, southern Russia, Central Asia. But finally, southern Russian concept was accepted. And these people, when they entered into our country, first they settled in the valleys of Indus and plains of Punjab. Later, by the end of 600 BC, they have occupied complete northern India, which was called Aryavarta. Okay, it was completely occupied in northern India. And when we have talked about different forms of Rigvedic, we have talked about different types of Vedic age. There are two types of, there are two forms of Vedic age. One is the early stage, the other one is later stage. Early stage is called Rigvedic period, which is between 1500 BC to 1000 BC. And the next one is later Vedic period, which is between 1000 BC to 600 BC. And now we have understood the economic condition, political organization, the religion, and the society of Rigvedic period. Rigvedic period is referred to as Sapta Sindhu, or the land of 7 rivers. Okay, and the people confined to only Indus region. And when we talk about the political organization, we have observed that the basic unit of the political organization was a family, or it was kula. And group of families is a village or grama. Head of that is Gramani. And group of villages was called Visu. And head of that was Visayapati. And these different Visayapatis all together formed a tribe. Right? And there were many tribal kingdoms like Bharatas, Matsyas, Purus, and Yadavs. And an important point which we have observed is these tribal kingdoms were having a head who was called Rajan or king, and he was assisted with two people. One is priest or Purohit, and next is Senani or the army in commander. Okay, army in chief or commander in chief. And there were two popular bodies during the Rigvedic period in the political organization. They were Sabha and Samiti. Sabha is, a group of elders where the important people sit together and take decisions. Samiti is the common general assembly, which is considered to be general assembly. That was about political organization. And so society, we have observed that women were given equal importance to men were given equal importance to women. And the basic unit of society was a family, which was called as Graha, and head of that is Grahapati. Right? And in general, in common people, monogamy was followed. That means marrying to a single person. In noble families, polygamy was followed. That means marrying to multiple people. Right? And also what we have observed is that their food products were wheat, barley, milk products, and vegetables and fruits. And we have observed that there were no child marriages and no sati was practiced. Okay. And cows were considered to be sacred, so cow's meat was prohibited to eat. Right? And their pastimes, whenever they had time, they used to conduct chariot racing, horse racing. They used to play dicing, music, and dance. That was about the society. And then we will be talking about, we have already talked about this, the economic condition. In economic condition, the first major thing was their main occupation was cattle rearing, and after that they settled down at places and they started forming agriculture, started practicing agriculture. When they started practicing agriculture, what they have done, they started cutting down forests with the knowledge and use of iron, and what they have done is they made them into cultivable lands. And as they started cutting down forests, the people started using wood, and carpenters were available. Carpentry was their profession, and carpenters used to make plows and chariots. And then metal works, the people who do metal works, they started using copper, bronze, and iron to make metal items. And for use of pots, to make pots, to make food utensils, they started pottery as their profession. They had pottery as their profession. Okay. And spinning was also one of the profession, because people used to wear two types of garments, one upper garment and lower garment, by both men and women. And men and women used to wear different kinds of jewelry. Okay. This was the society in the Rigvedic period. And another important thing which we have missed here is that they used to practice trade. Trade was in barter system, and for trade they used the river transportation. Okay. In later stages, they started using gold coins for large transactions, and these gold coins were called as Nishka. Okay. Religion, the people of Rigvedic period used to worship natural forces like earth, wind, thunder, rain, and fire. And apart from these natural forces, they used to worship two female gods, which is Aditi and Ushas. And they used to offer ghee, milk, and grains for the sacrifices. So this is it about Rigvedic period, and in a next session we'll try to understand later Vedic period. Until then, keep revising, and if you like the session, please like, share and subscribe. Also comment. Thank you. If you have any doubts, please post them in the comments so that I can reply back or I can answer them in my next video. Thank you so much.